So at this point, I completed Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 a couple of weeks ago, but I was sick, I lost my voice, and wasn't able to actually record this video until now, so please excuse the slight delay. Now, the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is something that I've actually covered on this channel. I did a very old campaign review of the game in multiple parts. I also did a couple of multiplayer gameplay videos, which you can still check out and all watch on the channel. I remember that game just being so transformative for me, and it was really just a cultural phenomenon that just when it came out, rocked the entire world of gaming. I told this story many times about how a lot of people at school went to go pick up the game during their lunch hour, and it was just one of those big events that I just remember quite fondly on. Not only that, but the game itself was actually fantastic and managed to land on all of the expectations that people had, providing both a incredible follow-up to the amazing Call of Duty 4, but at the same time providing one of the most addictive and fun multiplayer experiences that we've ever had up to that point. And I still believe that, according to Xbox Live stats, that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 still remains my most played game of all time. So needless to say, over 10 years later now, we have the reboot of the Modern Warfare franchise and the sequel to, Modern Warfare 2019 here, which to me, took Call of Duty into a very exciting direction. It was more personal, kind of boots on the ground warfare there, but they really tried to focus on sort of the moment-to-moment impact of warfare and really prioritize the more personalized fights. Other than just simply, having big set pieces kind of fill the screen constantly. So I was actually really looking forward to the campaign experience of this game, because if you played Modern Warfare 2019, it was just a game that did everything right with the franchise while moving it into an exciting new direction. As for its sequel, Modern Warfare 2 2022, I can say that while this is a fun experience and I had a great time playing this campaign, it fails to land on the impact that Modern Warfare 2019 has. It honestly feels to me that this game went through a director change, like a different type of team with a different type of vision was at the helm of basically deciding the direction for this sequel. And what they decided to do was, instead of focusing on the more personal, darker, much more haunting experiences of Modern Warfare 2019, they decided to go all out with the set pieces and create a campaign that is just soaked from head to toe in nostalgia and reliving the classic memories of Call of Duty 4. This gave me an ear-to-ear smile the entire way through the campaign. I was definitely having a good time. But what it failed to do was capture the soul, and I think it was a missed opportunity for them to really build on the aesthetics of Modern Warfare 2019 and the themes, the much darker, much more realistic and honest themes of that game. And instead, what we have here is a game that focuses and prioritizes the big action set pieces like your standard other Call of Duty campaigns. The only difference here is that it's all bathed in nostalgia. Essentially, you're playing through a campaign here that is going to last you a little bit over 10 hours it took me on the hard and difficulty, which is a great, number. That's a great length, I think, for a Call of Duty campaign. And you're going to be traveling to a wide variety of locations, and you're going to notice the missions are complete reinventions and reimaginings of many of the missions throughout the original Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. This particular mission you're seeing me play through right now is a complete reinvention of the All Gillied Up mission from Call of Duty 4. This was a transformative mission back in the day that focused on stealth and really selling you on its atmosphere and just the tension of it all. And what it's turned into is this more open environments where you now have free reign to kind of go where you want to go. The sniping elements are still there. You now have dynamic hiding in the environment as well, so you can see like enemies come at you like they do in the original Call of Duty 4. They're kind of walking towards you, and dynamically at any single point this could happen, and so you kind of crouch down on the floor and wait for the enemies to pass, or you can engage in all-out gunfights. This is extremely exciting, and I really enjoyed this mission. But at the core of it all, it kind of lacks the soul. You know, it feels like a game that has undergone many changes throughout its development, and everyone had a different idea of exactly how they wanted to accomplish this. And at the end of the day, what we have is a campaign that is fun and enjoyable to play, but forgoes a bit of its identity and themes from Modern Warfare 2019 in place of betting on nostalgia, as well as the moment-to-moment action set pieces in the game. It's honestly going to depend on kind of what you're looking for. You know, I think a lot of young people are going to enjoy this game, and if you didn't play the original Call of Duty 4 when it was actually relevant, you know, if you weren't around gaming at that time or you just missed out on that experience, this game wouldn't be able to completely recreate that, but does give that sort of same sense where it tries to do something innovative and fun with these different events in the mission structures. Again, I liked it. I had a good time, but it just didn't quite have the impact because I knew what they were doing with this. And, you know, you can see that the game is vastly appealing to your sense of nostalgia and memory. And this is fantastic, you know, when these moments come up sort of unexpectedly. But an entire campaign that is baked in that, I couldn't help but feel like the team lacked the sort of direction and inspiration that they did with Modern Warfare 2019, and just wanted to create something that would make people smile. I can appreciate that to a certain extent, but I have to say that overall, it just didn't grab me the way that Modern Warfare 2019 did. You know, I always think back to the Clean House mission in Modern Warfare 2019. It was just a completely different pace, a completely different tone to anything you played in a Call of Duty game before. And that was a dedicated mission specifically for that experience. And then as the narrative progressed, you got to play as a child from the Middle East. When your homeland's being taken over, people are invading your home, your family gets killed, and you're sitting there trying to protect yourself, hiding under the bed, using your knives and stabbing this guy just so you can save your own life. These were impactful moments that weren't just, you know, side things that happened, you know, in between larger set missions, but, you know, it told a very personal and I think a very honest and true story about the horrors of war from the perspective of all these different angles. I mean, at the very least, everyone must remember from that campaign when the Piccadilly Circus was blown up by terrorists. You know, you're trying to sit there and save hostages and there's gunfights happening, you know, all around. People are getting shot in the crossfire. You get to a hostage who has a, you know, bomb strapped to his chest. You can't defuse it in time, so you make this horrible decision to just, you know, throw them overboard and just save the masses. And just the whole tone of that, you know, that is what created real impact in that campaign, was those moments. There is nothing like that in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. There's some exciting set pieces, some nostalgic moments, but nothing to give this game its own identity, nothing to build on the tone and the themes of what Modern Warfare 2019 was going for. Those missions that I just described, which are entire missions in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 campaign, are relegated to small little chunks in this experience. The only variation is they do have a specific stealth mission when a twist happens in the story and you're stranded in the back alleys of Mexico, deep in cartel territory. You have to basically sneak your way through these towns, you know, find different items to craft different things. There was only one mission where that was required, and it helped sort of break up the gunplay. But again, you pick up an assault rifle and you can immediately start firing on the enemies and play it just like you normally would in FPS. So Modern Warfare 2 is a bit of a mixed bag for me. I enjoyed playing the campaign. I think that if you enjoyed the previous Call of Duty campaigns, you're undoubtedly going to have a good time here. There's nothing wrong with this experience. But underneath sort of this nice shiny coat of paint and all the fun nostalgic bits is a game here that I feel is just too afraid to take risks and concerns me about the future direction of this franchise. I think Modern Warfare 2019 really helped reinvigorate my interest and many other people's interest in the Call of Duty campaigns in general. It helped mix up the gameplay, you know, built a new foundation for the game, and took a serious tonal approach to the actual warfare and stuff that was going on. But after playing through this game and really hoping that we would get a sequel that really kind of built upon those themes, I unfortunately see the series going back into the direction of, you know, intense set piece Hollywood blockbuster action. And that's a crowd pleaser, it's still a fun time, but what it's going to fail to do is make a memorable impact. And I don't think that this is a game that I'm quite frankly going to remember, you know, a few months down the line like I still do with Modern Warfare 2019. So that's it. Those are my impressions. Let me know if you guys played the campaign. What do you think? On a side note, I just want to say that I have been playing the multiplayer on and off, and I am having a lot of fun with the multiplayer. On the flip side, I actually think this is a better multiplayer than Modern Warfare 2019, which honestly didn't last me as long as I thought it would be. And so I'm enjoying the multiplayer element of this game, but I don't personally review multiplayer games. I don't believe in reviewing multiplayer games. It depends entirely on your skill set as a player, the type of people that you're playing with, which is all variable, and even your internet connection as well. So, you know, you can't really review the multiplayer gameplay experience because it's going to be ever so changing. But I am enjoying it nonetheless for what it has to offer. Still nothing that's going to last me long term, but at least, you know, a multiplayer that I can jump in and have fun with, so that's great. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my thoughts, and I'll catch you all in the next one.